Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Library Hall of Egypt University of Informatics for DSC MENA of 2025. I am Sandy Hussein, and I'm delighted to be your host for today's sessions. As an educator, actually, I'm deeply involved in the academic support. I am also a content creator who's very passionate about storytelling and a life coach in progress. So I thrive at the intersection of learning, creativity, and personal growth. Being here today, amidst all of you in such talks and a community that values innovation and collaboration, this is truly inspiring. DSC MENA is the region's leading AI and data science conference, where cutting-edge ideas meet real-world impact. It's organized by Intervento in partnership with EUI, Egypt University of Informatics, and proudly supported by ITIDA, under the patronage of Egypt's Ministry of Communications and Information Technology. Our sponsors also play a vital role into bringing this vision into life. We extend our heartfelt appreciation to our main sponsor, Seashield, and our platinum sponsor, Hawaii, whose support underscores the significance of this gathering. Again, I welcome you all in, and it's truly an honor to have you with us today. Today, you can expect certain things. For starters, you will have an powerful opening block on AI in industry, featuring speakers from Capgemini and more. Also, there is a midday break with access to keynotes in other tracks, including blockchain and fintech sessions. Lastly, we will have in the afternoon a panel on open source LLMs, followed by sessions on AI ethics, healthcare, innovation, and public sector transformation. We hope this all sounds very exciting for you and that you enjoy insightful moments and fruitful discussions throughout the day. Now, let's dive into our first talk, and that's why you're actually all here today. AI and automation consultant at Capgemini, Miss Nourhan Fooda, will present her talk, AI for Good, Transforming Industries with Ethical and Innovative Solutions. AI is no longer just a technical achievement. It's a driver of responsible transformation. So Mr. Nourhan will walk us through real-world examples of AI being used to automate customer support, enhance security, and optimize workflows, while grounding innovation in ethical best practices. Please, I want you to all give her a warm welcome. Ms. Nourhan Fooda, please be my guest.
Hello, everyone. Good morning or good afternoon. Since this is your first talk for today, or first session to attend today, I hope it's gonna be light, fresh. You have a still long day ahead, and I hope you enjoy all your speech or your sessions today. Okay, AI for good. I guess we are all now at the unique moment. Like AI is not longer a future technology. It's a present technology. But the problem is, or like what we are thinking is how to make, not how we can quickly deploy AI, but how we can implement it for lasting impact. That impact that lasts for a long time. So let's see how this is like how AI can be built for good purpose in our MENA region specifically. Today we're gonna talk about our MENA region in specific. So first of all, let me tell you a quick brief about who I am. I'm Nourhan Fooda. I'm AI and automation consultant at Capgemini. Previously, I was working as data scientist at Voice. And before that, I worked as R&D engineer for Almentor, which is e-learning startup. Regarding my education, I have a Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering from Nile University. I'm class of 2021. And regarding international exposure, I was part of some international programs like YMED scholarships, where I was like exchanging culture and as well as AI, some culture exchange about AI and so on, and Asian Science Camp and Tech Girls. This program not just shaped my personality, but also gave me some understanding about AI from different perspectives around the globe. Okay. I guess figures are telling a compelling story. 37% of MENA business implementing AI solution in 2024. Actually, I'm speaking about 2024 statistics. So like, this is a huge number of business to be implementing AI into their businesses. So following these numbers, $320 million invested in AI startups in region 2023. Actually, this is triple the amount that was invested like 3 years before. But the problem here, or like the surprise here, is like 67% of executives cite ethical concerns as a barrier to adapt their AI into their business. They cite like they face ethical concerns when they adapt AI. With this huge percentage of application and huge number of investment, they still face problems. So what's the agenda today? Today we'll be going through the AI transformation landscape in the MENA region, and then we'll go through some case studies, real-world case studies, the AI in action, and then we'll go through the ethical framework for responsible AI, how to implement AI responsibly into your business, into your project, the ethics of implementing AI, and if we have time, we will go through the future trends and the opportunities, but I doubt this. And later on, we will conclude, and I'll give you some further resources in order, if you want to explore some more about responsible AI and ethical AI implementation. Okay, first AI. Let me give you a quick, sorry for moving, I just wanted to explain from here. Let me give you a quick evolution. I guess you may all know, but I'm just documenting the numbers. AI started like in the 1950s to the 1980s, the rule-based system were taking over. Like expert system, like the expert system took the place. Like manually coding the system in order to take decisions. And they were called expert system, predefined rules. They had limited adaptability, but they were booming. They're making decisions, like you put the data and they make decisions based on predefined rules. Then in 1990s, the machine learning algorithm came, and that was very booming, like statistical approach, like support vector machines, random forest, and some algorithms that we know about. They came and they made like the decision-making process automated rather than manually coding them. And then, like in 2010, the deep learning breakthrough came. Like thousands of neural network are making like complex neural network and making the decisions, multiple layers, and advancement in computer vision and NLP took place. So that was a breakthrough. And now, like in 2020s, actually I'm speaking about 2020 still now, the foundation models and Gen AI and NLMs took over all the place, like large language models and multimodal system. Can you see the difference? Like here we were speaking about 30-year difference, 10-year difference, and so on. So what was happening in decades, now happening in years and maybe in months. So actually the change is very rapid now. Okay. Impact across industries. AI is taking the impact across many industries. I'm just mentioning 4 here, but the impact is like around all industries nowadays. The financial service are saying like the AI improved 67% of fraud detection improvement. So financial service, like when like there's a fraud detection and someone is like taking over your records, taking over like some data, financial data. So the AI helped improving the fraud detection, improving like real-time transaction monitoring on the spot, real time, customer behavior analysis to like the purchase, in a financial service, the customer, how likely they purchase something over the other, how they spend, and so on. Even the credit scoring is now being done by the AI, and risk assessment optimization. The healthcare, the big giant when it comes to like implementing AI, the big giant, and we'll speak about later how it has problems as well. 43% diagnostic accuracy improvement. Like now they can provide personalized treatment for patients. Now they can like stratify the patient like the risk of the patient risk using the AI. Medical imaging analysis, the most common application of AI in healthcare. And then manufacturing and retail, I'll be speaking fast about them since like slides are available, like 31 reduction in manufacturing downtime. Now they can mitigate the error like based on tracking how likely the machine is working, how likely the process is done, so they can mitigate what the reduction in downtime in the machines and so on, and the quality control as well. In the retail, the most like common or visible thing to feel in the AI, like personalized recommendation. Now when you buy something or just search about something, you see ads about it. It's all about AI and recommendation systems. So, okay. Now speaking about the MENA AI landscape. The MENA AI landscape, actually I'm speaking about 3 main countries. Now Egypt, it's our mother country here, Egypt implemented national AI strategy in 2021. They launched it in 2021 and then started implementing since then. AI application, the strategy focused on healthcare, agriculture, and education. I forgot to mention this here. Healthcare, agriculture, and education. And actually, we can all feel the AI like initiatives in education, like DB and so on, pioneers, DSC, all AI of initiatives that implemented by the Ministry of AI and Ministry of Telecommunication for the national AI strategy. They are, as well as they are developing AI ethics framework. Egypt was one of the leading countries to develop AI ethics framework, which we'll be speaking further later. UAE, world's first AI ministry, the world's first AI ministry was in UAE, actually in our MENA region. UAE has a vision of national AI strategy 2031 to be positioned as a global AI leader. They are working towards this vision from now. And actually, they are investing a huge amount. Like you see the number, $500 million investment in AI research centers. They're investing a huge amount. Actually, this represents a huge part of the all investment in the MENA region. Saudi Arabia now is like the AI-driven, actually the most AI-driven city development. They are positioning Neom as this. Neom, they are positioning it as the most AI-driven city development in the MENA region and maybe in the world. They are like presenting it as this. And Saudi Arabia is developing, has its own data authority as well and working towards it, like national AI strategy, national data and AI authority. They are developing ethical frameworks to implement the AI, how they can implement the AI, and they're developing their ethical regulations. Their vision is 2030. The digital transformation initiatives, they are working toward the vision to be positioned as AI leader as well. Okay, that's what I was speaking about. Actually, I will go through fast. You see the amount, like UAE is investing a huge amount, and Saudi Arabia, and here are the four remaining Gulf countries. Okay, case studies. Let's go to the real world. Okay, the first, it's the AI reverse driving. Actually, one of the companies was facing challenge, like one of the leading banks. One of the leading banks was facing challenges and like the long time waiting of like customers in order to solve their problem or to reach customer agent. They were like long waiting time. Actually, it was about 12 minutes. 12 minutes long waiting time. That was the challenges. If one of the challenges, inconsistent services, like they are speaking like they are waiting for the service, waiting for someone to reach them, waiting to solve their issue, and actually limited support. They can't reach the goals they are going to the bank to achieve, like solving a credit issue or so on. When we faced through the call, that was like through working with agent, a human agent. So what was the solution? AI chatbot with domain expertise and multilingual support. The solution was to implement an AI agent or AI chatbot to help, not replace the human, but to support the human to solve the issues that don't need complex system. Like if like I want just to close my credit card or whatever, like I'm speaking about simple issues. I want to close my credit card, I want to change the password of something, I want to do this, AI can do this. But when it comes to complex issue, I will be directed to human agent. So this solution didn't replace the human agent, but augmented with the human agent in order to provide an innovative solution and a beneficial solution. The technical approach was like intent accuracy to determine the intent of what's being said from the human words, like I want to change or password or credit, so determine the entity and then get out of that what is the goal of the problem. And it was integrated into the banking system. And then it was self-learning later, the solution later, actually that was a real solution. The solution later learned what the human agent behaved and then to behave like him in order to help him further. Like instead of the human doing 50% of the task, the human later will be doing 20% of the task because the chatbot is learning and helping him further and further. Okay. The result of this was like very amazing. 42% resolution time solved. The 12 time was like downgraded to 6 or 7 minutes. So resolution time resolved it, and satisfaction of customers, they were very satisfied by the output. And the costs actually reduced by 37% because like we are not putting many human agents on the queue. Okay, actually this was a further system in order if you to have a look what I was like I need to reset my password. how the system is working. I'll not be going over them more in detail, but just to let you know, like, if I need to reset my password, so how it's generated and how, like, the feedback, the output is presented. Okay. The second case study was a facial recognition for enhanced security. One of the companies in the UAE was facing a problem to verify their customers after the pandemic. So how they're verified, like this customer who are facing, like, especially in the customer support, you know, when you're speaking to your customer support, that many customer support now are working from their homes. So how you are verifying that the person who's seeing your data, your personal data, is the person who are authorized to see your personal data. So the company hired them should be, like, feel safe, like this person is the one who's authorized to do this. So that was the challenge. Remote ID checks. The company wanted to do remote ID checks as well as fraud risk in order to mitigate or, like, avoid the fraud risk that may happen if someone unauthorized got access to the data, and privacy regulations in order to protect the data of the customer itself. Like, if someone got onto the data and wanted to capture the data, maybe capture the data or take a screenshot of the data, someone should know about this. You're working from your home, like the customer agent is working from home, so someone should know about this happen. So the solution was a biometric system with privacy first design. Here comes the privacy part and the ethical part. Like, they implemented from the ground a privacy, and they put the privacy and ethics in their thought, how we can implement, like, in the frame, they followed the privacy design ethical framework, as well as the biometric system of data, like the face dimensions. And so I will show you an example now. The face dimensions and some other biometric data, the settings of the setting, and is he wearing the headset, is he using something, and so on. On-device security, and that was implemented using on-device checks and secure computer vision pipeline, and that reduced the 86% of fraud and faster verification, and that was full compliant with data regulation. Actually, I will not, this is how the system was biometric, taking the dimension of the face. I will not go through all the case studies now, since we are kind of short of time, but that was about another case study about predictive analytics for HR, how to make a dashboard for the AI, for HR system, and that was for one of the companies as well, that it helped the company to, like, to know which employee has a workload, which employee has, like, which department has shortage, and so on. I need to go to, and that was for systemic detection. In order earthquake detection, that was a solution for earthquake detection that helped and reducing the warning time by 47 seconds. This is a slow number, but imagine, you know about, there's an earthquake 47 seconds early. You can, like, shut down the gas line and, like, stop the train and other stuff. So AI is not only helping in business, but helping in the society as well. And this comes here, another point, the technical benchmark didn't help here. What helped here? Like, the amount of time that's reduced in a critical situation using the AI. Okay. The important part of today's presentation, the ethical framework for responsible AI. Okay. AI, like, there's a very challenge in the AI called the ethics challenge. The ethics challenge, we have to balance between innovation and ethics. So, balancing innovation and the ethics, how companies are working towards this. Companies are being challenged by that. They want to deploy fast, so they cannot validate their data. Companies, like, they have market pressure to, like, launch the idea. Let's go with this product, so they can't make sure that all ethics implemented, all privacy are being protected. Company as well as, like, they want to make, like, save costs, so they cannot make sure that all people responsible to oversight this project or control this project or make sure that this project can work fully now. They are not all making sure that it's working fine now. So balance innovation and ethics is very, very, very hard thing for companies and everyone working in the AI. Speed versus trust, market versus oversight, and cost versus transparency. The pitfalls that companies that fall into is, like, privacy breaches, like someone unauthorized maybe got into the data, and algorithm bias, which is very common in the AI. The algorithm bias due to gender, due to society inequality, and so on. So why ethics matter? Why I'm speaking about ethics, and actually many people will be speaking about ethics after me, because it's both trust and repetition. Companies who take ethics into consideration, they are really reputable company, and I'm sure, actually, I've witnessed them. They are building a sustainable and long impact product when they take ethics into consideration. Reduce the legal risk in order like not to be faced by like GDPR, avoid GDPR conflict later, and they drive adoption. Company who implement ethics from the beginning, they can adapt AI for a lasting impact. Okay. Addressing bias in AI system. Okay. What are the sources of bias in our projects or in AI? Source of bias can come from very school training data. Like training data may come like in favor of something else. Like training data may come from some source, like if you're getting surveys, so training data may come a lot from one source, but not like a few data from some another source. So school training data trade in favor of one place. Amplify, it's like source of bias, design amplify, like it's design amplifying gaps. Like, you know, when our gender, we're speaking about gender and something, and like in hiring, when there's a gap, the bias amplified. As well as underrepresentative testing. When I'm testing, like when I'm collecting data from, when I'm making testing specific algorithm and so on, I can make underrepresentative testing in this. And business priorities. Sometimes business priorities conflict with fairness. Like priority is to do something, so I'm not making sure that I'm meeting all like the fairness metrics of the project. So how this can affect us? Like, okay, there's a bias. How can it affect us? Higher error rates in skin tone. Face recognition system like reported higher error when it comes to black skin tones and so on, because it didn't address bias. Gender bias in hiring, like women versus men, it's issue we all know. Credit decision by income, like if your income is less than 500 and so on, or like a specific number, it's gonna be, decision may be affected. So it's bias. Age bias in healthcare, like the age, like specific age people are not receiving the treatment they should because they are small group in the community. So what are the solutions? Inclusive training data in order to gather data from different sources or many sources to implement more fairness metrics, and to have some people who audit you in order to have like bias audit in your system, and diverse dev team, to have different development team to like review the project or review the code or review your work in order to have different perspective. Okay. Privacy preserving AI, like AI, I'll be getting quick on this slide. You can take a picture of it. Like privacy can be clear or can happen or show up in many stages in our work. Like when data collection, we can have like privacy issues. We can mitigate it by like minimizing the amount of data we're using, or not getting into sensitive data, exposure of sensitive data. While data processing, actually as well, we can, like when we are processing data, if you are processing it from one source or one source, it can happen privacy. So here comes federated learning to decentralize the processing of data, or the processing of the processing of data. Model training can memorize the info about some group of people. Here comes the differential privacy. In order to add noise, calculated noise to your model to avoid memorizing specific information about your data. And the output, avoiding unauthorized data. But the most important point in the slide here, that in the MENA region, we have very GDPR, we have very ethical AI ethical frameworks. Like Egypt had its data protection law, and UAE has its personal data protection law, and Saudi as its data and AI restoration regulation. And all of them are trying, now the conversations are happening in the MENA region to how to collaborate with all this work, like how to collaborate the data protection law together for cross-border data transformation or transfer. Okay, one of them, like, how can you trust the system when it tells you, like, if you're using healthcare system, when it tells you, like, you should, like, stop this medication? If like even when the doctor tells you so, you ask the doctor, please explain why. So here comes the problem. When most of the models happening now are complex models using the deep learning and neural network, so they are black box model. But so here comes part of explainable model. Explainable models has different like methods for explain model, like shape, line, and counterfactual and rule extraction. You can search more about them. I'm not digging deeper in each of them. But these explainable models help make the complex model more understandable. Like you know how your loan can be approved. If you like, it tells you because your score or your income was less than something. It tells you like which feature contributed the most to the decision, to the AI decision. So it's making the complex model understandable. That's the explainable AI. And it's really important now because it convinces, like it helps the user trust the AI. I know why the AI made the decision, so I can trust the AI in making decision about my healthcare, about my financial situation, and so on. It better debugging. I can debug at which part the problem happened because it's explained every part. And explanation ready. It's explainable AI. Okay, ethics by design framework. I guess this may be our last part here. So, before, companies or organizations were reactive. What? Reactive, not proactive. Like they were waiting until a problem happened with AI or a project, and then they start implementing ethics or start implementing AI responsibly. But now, when they try the ethics by design framework, they are becoming proactive. They implement the ethics they take the ethics into their consideration from the beginning. So they are make it like, when I start here, like in the design phase, we are saying, should this project or should this model be implemented? Not how we can implement it. You know the difference? We are asking now, should we implement this? Not how we can implement this. Because we are addressing ethics first. So it helps us mitigate many issues later in the future. Like not after reaching the implementation or deployment phase, we are facing issues. Oh, this was not ethically allowed. We should go back again to the beginning. So following the ethics by design framework, which like start by impact assessment and the stakeholder input and ethical framing in the design phase from the very ground up, helps in mitigating many issues from the very small business to the large organization, and it helps you making a long-lasting impact. This is in design phase. The development phase, we are seeing the representative data and we're checking the fairness. As our solution meeting the fairness metrics that we were speaking about before, is it the document we are about the project transparent, not like something black box we were speaking about. They are all connected. Everything is connected. The ethics is connected to the explainable part, that's connected to the privacy part, it's connected to the fairness and meeting with the society regulation. They are all connected to help make a long-lasting impact, and AI is that long-lasting. The deployment phase. Here comes the deployment part that we monitor and the audits. We are not making contributions anymore. We are just monitoring audits. We are making the human oversight we spoke about before. Like there's someone with control who can oversight and see like رقابة عندنا في مصر رقابة أو الرقابة عموما. And instant protocol, like if something happened or a problem happened, we can get into here, we can interfere. And along all of this, there is an ongoing evaluation, ongoing feedback and evaluation. Okay, we are not going this part. Okay, actually I was making this extra. I'll just the takeaway of this. Okay, the conclusion and takeaway that was I was trying to say from the beginning, I hope it was clear, that AI's transformative potential requires ethical implementation. So, in your project, in your work, in your organization, prioritize ethics from the beginning, not just an afterthought, not later. Like, let's get used that we are trying to be in the MENA region, to be positioned as, like, to make huge steps in AI. So let's get used of the experience of the people who implemented AI earlier than us and faced ethics problem. So now we are implementing ethics from the first point, from the ground up. Okay, these are further learning. Please, you can take like picture of this about this box. Like AI ethics, speaking about the philosophical part of the ethics and AI and human compatible. For example, speaking about like some approaches you can implement for AI, for ethical AI, and these are the tools and the framework people are like. You can play with this as well. You can play with Google What If tool to see if some metric changes, what can happen in AI in the AI model. And the Microsoft Fair Learn can teach you more about the fairness and algorithmic fairness. Okay. I know I was speaking so fast because like I had so much content to tell you today, and I'm sorry I couldn't finish all of them, but I make sure they gave you the slides in case you wanted it. I hope you benefited from this presentation. If you have any questions, I'd love to know. عندنا سؤال أو في سؤال؟ Okay. Privacy by design.
سؤال
هو ممكن بس السلايد راحت. معلش.
مين اللي خده؟
معلش.
مين اللي جه؟
محمد كان هنا عادي.
لا والله.
انت رجعت السلايد؟ عشان بس اعرف. Ethics by design framework. Okay, this one. Ethics by. Okay, yes, okay. No, it's already implemented in some companies. It's actually not big organizations, small business are implementing it because it's easier for them to implement it. You know, making a change in a big organization. Actually, I'm speaking about the MENA region. Making a change in a big organization, it's kind of hard because you're changing a process that's been there for years. So I know some businesses that are implementing this, but small businesses implementing this because it's easier for them to monitor everything from the beginning, to explain everything from the beginning. So, but it's already there. It's already there for a long time. The concept itself. I can't say names, but we can speak later about the name. Okay. Any question? Actually, something I just want to say. I was telling girls before. I know I said many headlines today, so I hope you like people who didn't know about them before to search about them to know more. Because what I hope today is to give you like heads up about many stuff you can later explore. Not tell you everything because everything is all over the internet. Was trying to give you like some roadmap, some points, some heads up to know more about this, to get introduced to some info like this. Any question? Okay. Thank you for listening to me and giving me some of your time. Thank you. And I just left my email and LinkedIn in case if you needed anything or any question.
Thank you.